Hi guys, hello and good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is where you're at today. I'm glad that you're able to join me. I've got a topic today that I've talked about before because it's something that I've had a little bit of experience with. Not to say that I'm a single mom by any means and that I'm familiar with all the concerns and the circumstances that you as single moms have, but I have talked to a number of people, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But first, I'm sharing this to a couple of groups that I belong to. And again, my computer's not the fastest, but I'm doing this just as quick as I can. Just going to share it to a couple of groups, and then we'll get started talking to especially you single moms who are possibly struggling a little bit. So let me get there. Hold on. And I hope you're having a great day. Like I said, I'll be with you here in just a second. Get this thing to working. Okay, there's one. And I'll do one more and we'll get the show on the road. Get it going. Okay, so again, all you single moms out there that are struggling, I'm talking to you today. And hopefully what I've got to say will be a benefit to you. At least if nothing else, it's going to give you something to think about. Okay. Oh, I see a post that just come up on my thing here. Says congrats. This is your 50th broadcast. All right. So this is the 50th broadcast, and I've done other videos before that weren't live. That's quite. I should go ahead and get some cake or something. Celebrate. Again, I'm grateful that you're on my post today. We'll be getting ready to go here just real quickly. Okay, now I'm going to mute this just so it doesn't cause a lot of problems, and we'll be ready to roll. Move this down. Okay, we're ready to get this going. Clear off a little space here on my counter, which I forgot to do. Apologize for that. I'm a little disorganized today. I just got back from a Special Olympics event, and so I'm a little behind times a little bit. But I'm ready to go. I'm ready to roll. Got a little glare coming in from the window, but we'll make it work. We'll make it do. So all you single moms out there that are struggling, especially financially, I'm talking to you. And again, obviously, I'm not a single mom, but I have had some experiences with single moms who are struggling. I did a short stint as a employment counselor in the church that I belong to. And as I mentioned before on some of my videos, there were two groups of people that I worked with mainly, because those are the ones that seem to be having the problems. And one of those was the older men, especially, who have been downsized, or they're getting close to retirement and their company lets them go, and they've got no retirement. So I worked with them. And the other big group that was having problems at that time, and still are the single moms who have kids at home and they're struggling financially. They just can't make enough money to make ends meet. And there are several reasons for that, and your specific circumstance may fit into one of these. And if that's the case, I certainly feel for you. I kind of know where you're coming from. So here's the thing: if you're a single mom with kids, you're wanting to get a good income. One of the problems that we run into that some of the single moms have told me is that they just can't work enough hours to get the income that they need to adequately take care of their kids, because they have kids at home, and unless they have some kind of cheap daycare, which is getting harder and harder to find these days, it really costs a lot to put a child into daycare. I'm just amazed at how much it costs, but it's a real cost, and it's expensive. And for a lot of single moms, that takes up a lot of their budget, just putting their children into daycare. And so they try not to have their children in daycare. They try to limit that as much as they can, so they don't have that expense, and also so they can spend some time with them. But yet, as they do that then also limits the number of hours they're available to work. And some employers are a little more sympathetic than others. Some are just downright not sympathetic at all. They're not very flexible. If you need time off for this or time off for that, or one of your kids gets sick, and guess what? Kids get sick, and there's not a lot you can do about that. And so, but sometimes the employers, and sometimes the employers do understand, but there's just nothing they can do. They need you. They need you to be there. So that's one of the problems that single moms have, is to get enough hours in that they can take care of their children without it being without the costly daycare, and also just having the flexibility, to be able to take off when they need to, or even to take off for a break from taking care of kids, or from working in their home. They need to go home and take care of their kids. So that's one of the concerns. The other thing that happens is that a lot of times single moms have trouble getting the jobs in the first place, because as a single mom, the easiest jobs to find are part-time jobs. At least in the area that I'm in, there's no shortage of part-time jobs, and you can pick up a part-time job just about anywhere. But there's some drawbacks to that. There's some not so good things about the part-time jobs. First is, if you have a part-time job, you probably need more than one of them in order to make the money to take care of your family, right? That's what I see a lot of times is, with a part-time job, especially as a single mom, your income is limited. Because in my area, there's 2 income families that are struggling. So imagine a mom that's working part-time, and she's not getting the hours she needs, and quite often the money she gets, because it is part-time, is it doesn't pay as much as a full-time job. So they're not getting the per hour income that they would like to have, plus they just can't get the hours that they would like to have. Or the other side of that coin is that their hours aren't flexible. They're tied in. If a child gets sick, it's very hard for them to take off work and just take care of that child. So the single moms, a lot of them have it tough, and I really feel for them. So I'm just going to give a couple alternatives. I think that might work for you. I'm not saying that it will, but it's something to think about. It might be an alternative. And I stalk. I use that word stalk. I stalk a lot of the work from home groups on Facebook, and that's where I see a lot of moms. Or I'm assuming that they're moms, but what they're asking for work that they can do at home, so that they can be with their children, and maybe do that work in the off hours while their children are sleeping or they're taking naps. And so they're looking for something that they can do at home. And they're also looking for something that doesn't cost much to get started. And that is where it gets a little tough. Because as you look through a lot of these groups online, the ones that are free or cost very little to get started, quite frankly, are scams. So you really have to be careful about what you're finding, what you're getting into. So you need to pick a good one. You need to find the good ones to do that. So yeah, as I scroll through my line on these groups, that's what I see is somebody's looking for some way to work at home, and that's a big one. They need to work at home to take care of their children, and because their budget is, they don't have much in their budget, it can't cost a lot for them, which is one of the disadvantages is because a real business is going to cost you something to get started, and even to maintain. There's going to be some overhead of some sort if it's a real business and not one of the scams. There might be a few that are exceptions to that, but by far the vast majority, 90% of the opportunities you see on these groups that advertise, free to get in, or we're going to do all the work for you, I would do a lot of research before I committed to them. With that saying, there are a lot of groups, there are a lot of opportunities out there that are not scams, and that you can plug into, and you can begin to work from home, to build your business at home, and to start bringing in some of the income that you need to support your family and your kids. I myself, I have a network marketing business that I do, and it's a good one. If you're interested in that, you can let me know. But that's not my main point today. I'm not talking about my business. I'm talking about you and your opportunity. So whatever business you find, you can find an online business, network marketing business, which is what I recommend, where you have a product that's consumable, which means that, for example, if a customer buys one from you, it's not a one-time sale. They use that product up, whatever that product is, and then next month they need some more and they come back to you. So you want a product that's consumable. You want a company that's been around for a while. You know, I would, especially if you're a struggling mom at home with the kids, you need something that's going to be somewhat stable. And in order to get something that's stable, you're looking for a business that's been around. You know, they've been in business for a while. They've gone through some of the hard times, and they've learned from those. That's not to say that old companies don't have hard times, because they do. But the companies have been established for a while. They've had the experience, and they're more likely to survive the hardships that come with a business. You know, they'll have all the delivery problems worked out. Sometimes what you see with new businesses is that they expand so rapidly. When they first start, so many people join them, and they're selling so many products that they can't keep up, and they can't make the delivery promises, or a lot of them buy resources from some other company, so their products are outsourced, and they just kind of resell them. And sometimes their supplier can't keep up, or they can't meet the quality. So there are some problems with getting companies that are either just starting out and haven't gone through the experiences and learned how to handle some of these problems, or the companies that are small and they're growing so fast that they're outgrowing themselves, and that happens a lot too. I'm seeing some companies right now that I know people that are involved in, and they're growing so fast that they're going to run into problems because they just can't keep up. And when that happens, the checks stop coming in. Hi, Linda. I see you popped up down at the bottom down there. I'm a little away from my camera, so it's a little hard to read stuff that's down there. And when you're old like me, that becomes a problem. So getting back on track. A network marketing business, a good one, pick one. There's a lot of them out there. There's too many for me even to mention. Like I say, I have one. I'd be happy to recommend it to you if you're interested in that. But the main thing I want to talk about today is there's another alternative. You as struggling moms, you have kids at home. Most of you, just because the fact that you are a mom, are fantastic educators, right? You know how to talk, especially to your kids. You know how to talk to other people. You're just, more than men, you're just naturally better communicators. You can educate, you can teach people. You're great teachers. So here's the thing. What if, instead of limiting yourself to just one company, however great and good that company might be, what if you were to expand a little bit, still have that company that you're doing, that you're plugged into, but what if you could provide services to all the other network marketing companies, the people who are in those companies, because there's common things that they need that you as a single mom, once you know what those are, you can educate people on how to get those things. So it doesn't matter, let's say you're in a travel company and as your primary business, you can still offer things to people who are in weight loss or to people who are in nutritional supplements, and that is the education. Because you just don't go into these companies, fresh off the dock and be able to do well. You have to have some skills. And if you can teach those skills, or if you can teach people how to do a Facebook Live, if you can teach people how to reach out and communicate to people, which is what you need to do as a network marketer, right? You need to be able to communicate and talk to people. If you can teach people how to do that, you can have clients or customers in a multitude of different network marketing companies, or even some brick and mortar companies, or even affiliate companies. It's unlimited what you can do. Because if you have the education, and if you can learn how to teach that to others, no matter what company they are in, you just opened up your pool of resources and the potential wide open. Now, what if that was an alternative for you? And that's what I encourage you to look at. First of all, I'm saying look outside the box of regular employment, because as a part-time mom doing I'm sorry, not as a part-time mom, as a single mom at home, or even if you're doing part-time work at home, you're limited by what you're going to be able to do with those part-time hours, because a lot of them have part-time salaries to go with them. So if you expand to your own business, and again, I recommend network marketing for various reasons, and I can tell you those, if you're interested, just, comment down below, let me know. If you can expand to a network marketing company, then you've got a whole pool of people out there within that company that you can bring into that company and make some extra income. And then, if you take that one step further and service not only the people who might be interested in your particular opportunity or product, if you have something to offer the whole world of network marketing, and that is education, because that's what people in network marketing need. They need to know how to market their products online, especially with Facebook Live, with Snapchat, with Twitter. It's all moving online, and network marketers need to learn how to do that. And you, as a single mom, like I said, you're already gifted at education. You educate your kids. Most of you are just naturally good at teaching people, and so you can teach people how to increase their business, no matter what it is, through online resources. So that's what I'm telling you. Just look outside these boxes that you set yourself into. There are other things that you can do. So think about educating other people how to market their product online and how to do it without spamming. And that's the key point: is how to teach people how to promote their product without alienating 1 billion people, on the earth. Because the statistic is there's 1 billion people on Facebook. So when you just come online and you start doing whatever, you have the potential to either alienate 1 billion people, or you have the potential to draw in some of those 1 billion people who actually like you and are willing to do business with you. So education, we teach people how to educate. And if you're interested in something like that, comment down below or get in touch with me, private message me, and let me help you. I can point you to the resources. I'm not the greatest expert myself, but because I'm still learning. But what I can do is I can point you to the resources. And let's face it, those resources are changing daily. Facebook changes daily, Snapchat changes daily, and the best way to do things on those programs, they change daily. So it's hard for one person to keep up, but I can point you to the resources. I can point you where to go to find out how you teach people how to properly market online, and you're not limiting yourself to just people who might be interested in your particular business or product. You have a potential pool of everybody that's even thought about network marketing. So before we go, I have a gift for you. I have a gift and a free download, and I want to give you that link. It's this particular training that I'm offering to you will teach you how to do Facebook Live and do it properly. I think it's a 15-page PDF and a free video that goes with it, and it's free. All you got to do is just give me your name and your email address so that we can send it to you. But the link is, and I'll put this in the comments down below if you can't quite understand what I'm saying here. I can show it to you, but it's going to be backwards, all right, because we're doing Facebook Live. So here it is. It's Roger Cox, and that's ROGERCOX. That's my name. That's me. So RogerCox.livestreamleads. So that's LIVESTREAMSLEADS. Livestreamleads, and that's a .com. So you can go to that link. It'll open up a page. You can put in your name and your email address so that we know where to send it to you. It's free. Like I said, the information within that 15 pages in that video, there's probably going to be something there that can help you in whatever business you are in now. If you don't happen to have a business now, like I said, there's not gazillions, but there's a lot of them out there. A lot of good ones. There's many more bad ones, many more scams. But if you take the time to look and research, there are some very good network marketing businesses out there in all kinds of things. Weight loss, skincare, nutritional supplements. All the categories. There are plenty of network marketing companies out there that you can begin to use to escape that box of employment where your potential is limited by someone else who is dictating to you what you're going to earn and how many hours you're going to work. So think about network marketing, and then I also encourage you to think beyond network marketing and think of education. Education is where the money is at these days. Okay, so if you can educate a whole pool of people how to run their network marketing business, you then have something to offer to anybody that's in whatever business they're in. You have a bigger a pool of contacts, of prospects. So go to that link. Again, that's rogercox.livestreamleads.com. And if you think any of this might help you, get in touch with me. I'll be glad to talk to you. I'll be glad to talk to you. Just we can talk. So I hope you have a great day. And again, I know I'm not a single mom myself, but I've heard some of the things that the single moms have addressed to me and their concerns, about their situations. So it's tough. I know it is. And I just hope I can help. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.